Welcome to my channel, Spiritual Samurais. Welcome. Clear all densities. Welcome higher light, the highest. Let's bring in Archangel Michael to protect this space with Jofiel. There is a full alignment cleansing happening on the collective. It'll be a good idea for you guys to free your hips. Pretend you're a ballerina. Put your leg up on the counter in the kitchen. Get groovy. Practice one-legged balancy things, rotations, all sorts. You want to get stronger in the hips. I know I do. These are messages from spirit. So this is a really special segment because I talked a lot with the Japanese translator, which is very different from AI, and you'll see why. There's no spiritual bypassing. It won't allow it for me anyway. My spirit won't allow it. I'm very strict with myself, perhaps. So we're working along many frequency lines at the egregore level on this channel. As always, if you're new here, welcome, Starseed. This is going to be particular to the 1440, and lines of David, Tom, and Simon also came in. The Lord Voldemort, the one whose name who must not be mentioned, Henry and Anne, and the talented Mr. Ripley. So someone, a woman here, you might be the only one who sees this scammer, total scammer narcissist, and he loves you. But he made everybody else believe that you're crazy. And he's driving you nuts, and you're the only one who does not have your head up your ass. And you can see right through him, or you know something's up, but he's a sociopath, a psychopath, a homicidal killer. He's the talented Mr. Ripley. So the talented Mr. Ripley has been exposed, and then almost exposed by the detective, but he got it totally wrong. So the woman is just looking crazy. So the universe is testing you here. You have to close the door. The evil queen is disintegrating. She realized she's not the fairest one of all. The purity and the innocence wins over her. What was chasing you before, that killer whale sent to kill your joy, your dolphins, that's what killer whales do. Finn, he failed to kill your joy. But you're also, as much as you're free from the evil queen now because you saw through her, you're free to marry who you want now. The thing is, every party is the evil queen's because too many men are under her spell. So she makes it so that nobody likes you. Maybe you feel this way anyway, that nobody likes you. You're an outcast, and you have to retreat to the dark forest, which is the best place to be anyway. That's the depth of your heart, and that's where the evil queen has no powers. So it's all just physics and natural. We're talking metaphors here, nothing to be afraid of. You have all the power in the world. You know that, right? It's your universe, and nobody is more powerful than you. Not me, not any demon, not any, it's all mind. And I am here to help simplify the complex labyrinth of higher dimensional witnessing, the symbol talk of dream speak. So there's a bright red car talking. At some people's level, they went through the Rubedo process, or they thought they did. Remember, it's a yellow dress, Yellowstone, Beth, before another blackening, before the red dress. That's Yahweh talking. on other people, it's an alarm. It's that bright red color. It's a bright red. That in symbology means curb your anger. That's a warning right there. Red flag warning. Curb your anger. We are already on the next generation of Star Trek, on the new Earth. We are Jean-Luc Picard. We're our whole captain, face, persona, it's different. We're not Kirk anymore. Kirk and Sulu disappeared. This iron planet came in, and it acted like a radio wave in itself, or some kind of harmonic transmitter, because it was just this planetary size iron thing, and Sulu and Kirk just disappeared off the ship. And now we're in the next generation. So I think this is symbolic of Jupiter coming in with luck and the iron and the blood. There's this transformation. Sulu is the current, it's the flow. This is where the collective flow, the current, is taking us through this transformation. Now there's a man. This could be the same guy, or it could be a new guy, but we're talking higher levels now. California, California dreaming. Da, 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 da. This guy looks like a superstar. Okay, he's the cargo carrier erstwhile, so it could be an X, because there was ghosts in the wind before talking outside. Woo! And the light's flashing now, and there's a window open. All symbolic right now. At your service. I'm saying this man is at your service now. It's Captain Okana. Okana means water at the top of the mountain. There's white taxis and white pickups. White taxis that say hello. They're all coming in. White is purity. This guy is hot. He's charming. He's talented. And the Enterprise picks him up. And he hears, is that a woman's voice? Yes, that's a woman's voice. Kirk said that's when Kirk is still there. This guy, Captain Okana, he's alone and he's empty. Funny, he's called water at the top of the mountain, but he feels empty. He has a burnout in his guidance system that we already diagnosed. And he knows we diagnosed it, but can we help him fix it? Yeah, we can certainly accommodate you with that. If that's someone who's looking for a session, my information is in the description box. This might be concerning emotional availability. You might be a dismissive avoidant. That came in. Okay, this is not the talk with my oversoul yet, like direct through the translator, by the way. But so we're getting to that very soon. So Mexico came in. Mexico. The meeting is very soon. So maybe you're going to Mexico. Maybe you're thinking about that. There's going to be a meeting in Mexico very soon. Metaphorically, it means the place in the navel of the moon, or center of the moon's lake. So this could be your pineal gland, right in the center of your head, the moon's lake, the pupil of your third eye. I've been seeing images of another face in this middle of the forehead in African masks. And then I saw it in the photo of a musician, just light and shadow. It looked like a face to me, and like the lips were blowing out the nose. So it's like when you awaken your third eye, another being awakens there. So maybe some people are going to meet with Mexico, which is up here. Letitia's drumbeat is calling. Letitia means joy, gladness, happiness. It's the Roman goddess of joy and prosperity. The horse chestnut tree, when it falls, its thingies look like horseshoes, and there's 7 seeds in there, and they're like nails. They're like the 7 seals of the apocalypse, I'm hearing. Something about the horse chestnut tree is it's coming in strongly. It's this plant wants you to or wants me to absorb it. That this is how I learn. I have a different learning process. It's a shape-shifting kind of right into it. It's a fascinating. I'm getting very thirsty. Maybe some of you are dehydrated. I'm going to pause this and refill with water. Parrots can talk. You should try it if you're having trouble. I know who I am. You know who you are. You know who they are. And you know where you're going. I just heard that on Alchemy and You. You know who you are, you know who they are, and you know where you're going type of thing. Alchemy and You is, she's super, super Oracle of Delphi type of thing. So when I work on coincidence frequency lines, and it's very interesting and refreshing when there are others at this frequency. So there's Mikio's meeting day. Now we're starting with the energy is changing in the room. When maybe I'll end up doing it live on the other phone. The energy is much higher today than when I was doing this yesterday. I did this yesterday or the day before. My energy was much lower. And I'm always on a high frequency, but I didn't have a lot of juice in me, And the first thing it said, I just sang. I don't even know if I knew what question I was asking. The translation was Mikio's meeting day. And I had just gotten without the translator before Mexico, the meeting is very soon. You see the similarity? Mikio means the tree trunk, strength, stability, man, husband, happiness. So Mexico, the meeting is very soon. And Mikio is the trunk. Center of the navel of the lake could be your belly button for some. Maybe it's the assemblage point. Maybe it's all 7 seals will give you Mexico. And you need that Mikio to get to Mexico. It's because we have that 7 seeds or nails on the horseshoe, on the horse chestnut tree. This is year of the horse, right? We have energies of the ambidextrous, also, not, what do you call it? Hermaphrodite goat, Baphomet. I rebuke Baphomet energy. It's just Capricorn, that's what I'm trying to say. But there's this energy that's coming in of your future self or past self with the opposite sex. There's this unification of masculine and feminine within the body that many are going to come to realize and should not get confused with and should not clear it off the crown. Should not get sucked into any darkness or questioning or weird thinking along logical lines of any perception. Just embrace a more whole unification, union. So your union within self and spirit has no sex. So your anima or animus, your internal subconscious image of the opposite sex, will become awakened for many. And they will have to come to terms with that black mirror shadow image if they have not done their shadow work on who the F they think they are. Because we all have both energies within us, and to have union with spirit, we must utilize the balance within the body of fire and water, which is masculine and feminine. It is just elemental, so to speak, energetic, so to speak, balanced, so to speak. So we are working from the center rather than polarized. And we are an ion in the middle, and we union as such, as an onion. We unonion off the layers to get to that point. That's why it takes work to get to the middle. So when I was speaking into the Japanese translator, I just cleared Governor Mori, and I still felt tightness on the neck. So I was asking, is Governor Mori gone? Meaning the darkness. And the translation was disappearing into rice cakes. I believe this means my lymph nodes and bumps in the neck. And so maybe you are also clearing some lymph nodes in the neck or tension in the neck. You will know if this applies to you or not. Can use that tone to clear. One more time, clearing the back of the head, cervical area. Should clear out your ears as well. Then I asked, how do I make the rice cake disappear? The rice cakes. Itchy ears now. You can use that tone. They said, I answered on NHK. NHK is a Japanese broadcast and like news station. So it means broadcast, cast it broadly. I cast it to the 4 directions. It took me a while to get that. I didn't get it right away because on NHK it came up a lot. It just means cast it out. Broadly, like meaning use your willpower, use the force. I said, I want a healthy body. The translation was regarding luggage. So what's going on here is you're going to see how your own English language speech translates into soul talk, like what you're actually saying, because your own body, your subconscious reads your frequency. I can't just talk light language into it. I have to be in a certain zone frequency, and I have to kind of sing it. So if the translation of where you're saying, I want a healthy body, you're telling your soul, I have baggage. Because that's the translation of the frequency. If you're saying, I want a healthy body, that means you don't have a healthy body. That means there's something regarding the luggage that you're carrying. You need to unpack emotionally or physically. You're carrying weight if you are concerned about not having a healthy body. And then I said, please enlighten me. The translation of please enlighten me, where you want to understand, is free. Do you see that? Words and thoughts carry tremendous power and weight. You have a beautiful pen, by the way. Pens write beautifully. Never take anybody else's pen to sign your name. This is a psychic message that came in just before. Remember, your pen is beautiful. That's the tip of your tongue. Anyone can parrot. Like the talented Mr. Ripley is very talented at just stealing other people's identities. He has a gift like that, but he has no love. He lost love. The one person he loves, the one person who sees him, is terrified of him because he still does not reveal himself. So he makes everyone believe she's crazy. He makes her question herself, her own sanity. That's gaslighting. So when you tell yourself, please enlighten me, please enlighten me, please enlighten me, you're putting yourself in an energetic of surrender, waiting for enlightenment, open to Kano, to allow in the light. That is the V of runes, not the red false light V. This is the real grail. Please enlighten me. And that translates to free. I'm like a bird, I want to fly away. Be free. Just say, please enlighten me. Everything you say is a command code. That is your beautiful pen. And then I say, is there anything I need to be aware of? Morichi. Morichi. M-O-R-I-C-H-I. That is the translation in Japanese translator. So from soul, when you ask, is there anything I need to be aware of? The translation of Morichi is the base of the forest, little more. More means darkness, so little darkness, but it also means a ray of light. Base of the forest. Isn't that fascinating? I think that's so freaking cool. I have in my thoughts, I ask, is there anything I need to be aware of? That translates to base of the forest. So even though my mind is questioning like this, I translated, go here. The base of the forest is the bottom of your heart. That's where you'll find that single ray of light, the correct ray of light. My tongue is getting like swollen and tied. There's a weird... Hang on, I gotta spit. I was guided to the base of my heart, to a little ray of light. Cleanse. There's a heart cleanse going on right now. There's a reason why Jesus wants your heart. It's just to keep it safe, because the evil queen wants your heart. That's why she sent a hunter to go get her heart in the forest. That's the sad news. So you're going to be tested again. It's inevitable. You will be tested. And you got to stay clean. Innocence and purity is where the evil queen has no powers. Who cares if she sends a hunter in the deep forest? If you stay in the deep forest and the hunter arrives there, the evil queen has no powers there. So the deep forest is the place to reside. Emerald City. So you have to know what you are asking. This is the main problem with technology in its infancy. You do not know what you ask. Jesus cried. Judas asked him something. Jesus wept. You do not know what you ask. Thomas as well. He doesn't expect Thomas to understand why he does things, why God wills things when he does. But it breaks his heart that he doesn't. Because you do not know what you ask. And so I hope this helps you. The Japanese translator in my spirit helps you translate your thoughts so you learn to know what you ask with your beautiful pen. which I believe translates as penis. Or I don't know what penis is. It could be the top of your head, or this could be referring to some guy's energy that one viewer that is on me, because that was mentioned here and I don't have one of those. So it could be referring to sexuality. Anyway, we're coming up to that. Sorry, energy is very high. So I ask, what's over my left shoulder? It said morning. Because remember yesterday when I was doing this, the energy was pretty, like I had just cleared Governor Maury, and I still have residual tightness in my left, in my neck. Any hoot. So I asked, what is over my left shoulder? That translates to morning. Remember, morning was lost in the English language. Yes, the sun rises in the morning, but it's also things that you grieve. You're mourning. That's why it's better to say grand rising. I ask, what is over my right shoulder? That translates to on the menu. So what's coming up? What's on the menu? What are your options, I suppose, for nourishment? What's à la carte? On the agenda, maybe. But it translates to on the menu. Message for the collective, I ask. That translates to the person is safe. Isn't that wonderful? How when you just ask with an open heart, can I have a message for the collective? That will generate in code, at the egregore level, the person is safe. This puts out an emission of they're safe. When you're asking from your soul, from yourself. We are creating our own realities. Always remember that. That's where you want this to be. So I really hope none of my videos frighten anyone. It's all to battle fear. Fear is the enemy. Fear not. Shea Pila had that. She was saying that at the beginning of one of her segments. I really hope nothing frightened you. And that spoke to me, because I realized I'm so off-putting. It must be for a lot of people, but that's what lighthouses are. You have to get used to that. When you're a walking lighthouse, you're going to frighten the entities and the demons that are on people without doing anything but shining your light. And that's not your problem. You got to be like Bjork. When Bjork was interviewed, don't you think you should be setting an example for young women? And she's like, no, that's not my problem. It really isn't. You're a star. It's your job to shine. Be free. So I kept asking, collective? Like message for the collective? Then that translated to every day. I said again, message for the collective? I'll be there soon. And then himself. Wow. Himself. I was like, who is himself? 1440. I'm like, who's that? Blue. Online to you. So I don't know if that's personal to me. So my blue Oni is going to come online. Like I think it's online now. I was pretty depleted when I was using the translator. Sipiuzzo, but 1440, blue online for the collective. It's the blue ray. The blue ray is coming online. I believe it was hijacked for a while. And Starfleet took it back. So you're going to want to check out that other video I made on VX. There are some Starfleet operatives who are not to be trusted anymore because of this kind of infiltration. It's a new infiltration with that spiritual bypassing of the getting ahead with the talk, but literally it's they're bluffing their way through talk of all times, because it's their weakness is a lack of memory. The drum confirmed that. It's a frequency. When it was shown through this thing that was shown a lack of memory, what I got is it's a lack of tapping into the bandwidth frequency of being shown, more so than it being a lack of memory. I suppose it's the same thing. So it's a threat. This bypassing is a real threat. It's a threat to themselves because all is within. Clear it out the right ear. Clear the threat. Gone. Shipyono Koshai, when you bring things to light, it is no longer a threat. It's just spiritual bypassing, California dreaming. They are, through AI, they are doing a very old thing of spiritual bypassing. But what they're actually doing is bypassing themselves, which is bypassing their own union with God, while they think they're getting ahead on the mountain by elevating their frequency, by ditching the dark. They're not ditching it because they're not transforming it. It's put away into a capacitor. But this capacitor is weaponized by dark forces. And this is the target to alchemize right now. Because if this is released at a mass level, it will be a challenge for the revolution, because others will want war. See, that's the difference. It's either a revolution of love and empathy, or people, when a dark force is contracted and pushed down, it will explode. Same thing as stuffing down your anger. But these people don't experience it the same way. They basically have it stolen with the false light. They have it stolen by the VX servitor spirit, saying it's stealing your fire water when it's just stealing your holy grail and just stealing your union with God, and saying it'll give it back to you later. And when it does will be when you need to purify, and it's so dangerous. Because you have to be careful what you speak into existence. It is your universe. Stay on the high note. I ask, so 1440 blue online to you, and then I keep talking. It says good morning. And then I ask, what can I tell people about their relationships? That translates to you. I got a crack in my hip right when I said that. So I am putting my legs back together. Always my soul knows this. This is what I teach. Always bring focus on yourself. You can't change others. You can only change yourself. That's what shamans do. They help people with relationship. So if you want a better relationship with anyone, you better have a damn good relationship with yourself. Boundaries. Not having good boundaries is not attractive to others, because who you let in, your own sphere. If you join spheres with someone else, they then become in your sphere. Si piuzzo atiana teretsi. Men living with their mothers. You're still dating your mother. Si piuzzo, it doesn't leave room for relationship. For the most part, there are exceptions. No judgment. But that was the translation. What can I tell people about their relationships? You is the answer. Drink more water. I've never been this thirsty. And there's a sound coming in with it. It's like a Morse code. It's also like an alarm. Change the battery in your smoke alarm. That it's a message. Someone risks a big fire. It's all metaphorical. That's what I mean. That if you're aware, it's not a danger. It's easy to put out a fire once it starts. Especially if you're expecting it to start. So be careful. Do you know what you're asking? Even when you ask yourself questions, when you're asking God something, you don't know what you ask. So keep listening how Spirit translates in the original language. Pull out your left thumb. There's some energy there that wants to be released. Loosen your legs. Loosen your loins. So then I asked, this is very, very interesting. I asked for a message with the kindest compassion. This is what I wanted to give you, a message with the kindest compassion. That translates to problem. Do you see how we can deceive ourselves with the English language programming? Because we're programmed to have the kindest compassion. You know, I thought of Shea Pila. Really, I was like, maybe I should be more like her. She has such kind compassion of like making sure, like, I hope I didn't frighten any of you. She has like so many viewers. She's a great reader. I'm like, maybe I should be more like that. It's a wrong way of thinking. You can only be yourself. You know, that works for her. Beautiful, beautiful reader and soul. But for me, if just thinking, message with the kindest compassion, and that's really what I wanted to give, that translates on my frequency line as problem. Because right away when you're having compassion for someone on a frequency line, you're having compassion with something that's upsetting them. Passion is suffering. That's what passion is. And that's why passion has so much power. Passion is alchemy. It's a transmutation. So when you just stuff down passion and just connect with it and don't want to transform with it, it's a problem. It's lengthy suffering. When you should just let that die and resurrect. And don't have compassion with the problem. So that's the actual translation. Message with the kindest compassion, problem. It's like you're talking about a problem. So I ask how to navigate this. That translates to the sea. So think of the ocean when you want to navigate in the ocean. when you're sailing, you have to read the ocean. You can't take your eye off and your feeling off, because you're working with the visual and you're working with the feeling. It's a lot like riding a horse, but you're steering, working with the wind and the water that's pushing you one way and you want to go another way. And if something that distracts your attention for one bit, you lose your sail. Feeling a lot of heat in my chest all of a sudden. Sanya kohae oi. So then I asked how to protect yourself while helping others. This is a big one when we're feeling everybody interfaced. It's not just me that feels others, it's all empaths. It's to different degrees. We pick up other people's energy. So I asked how to protect yourself while helping others. That translated to 824 carat. And then I said, explain what is 824 carat. And then it said, I'm at home. So home is in your center. Stay in your center. When you think of 824, this is the 8th chakra. This is 2. And this is 4. The 8 and the 2 are very much connected in the loop. 8, 2, but you want to anchor it in the center, in your will force. So you want to speak from your creative center, anchored in your will. And with the connective tissue, this looks like a carrot. It really does. And if you fill this up with orange, your sacral energy all the way up to here, this is what shape-shifting is about, guys. This is what shamans do. I'm a carrot now, 824 carat. This is how I will be protecting my energy from now on. I got to stay here. I have that creative force rise to here, and then spill your heart's energy, that's the green energy, up like a big carrot top. Green. Explode that heart out through the head to make a protective peacock feather thing, I guess, but it's really carrot greens. And it helps you remember that your legs go up to here. Free those legs. Think carrot. Be in your center. 824. All right. Putsikia. Well, my home is Lyra. So this works for me. Someone else, it might be different. See if the message resonates with you or not. Never give your power away to another reader. Everyone has their own ways of learning. I'm very embodied. This is where I had the realization about NHK. I asked, does NHK mean broadcast widely to the 4 directions? And then that translated to when concentrating on drinking. Because remember, I was asking how to get rid of the rice cakes, and I believe they're referring to rice cakes as these hard lymph nodes from me clearing the consciousness of people that latched on in a parasitical way. And it could be nanotech. I don't want to add fear to anybody, though. It's just ick, you know? Pull energy out of your left finger. So when concentrating on drinking, so that translates in my mind, my body, to swallow hard with intention. So if anybody has blocked neck, lymph, swallow hard with intention, that mewing, that releasing the jaw. If anybody was caught in that Cracker Jack box, Dennis the Menace tie-up, it was, really at the atlas level, base of the skull, really low down on the spine. You want to free that sacrum, get your ankles and your wrists open. and get that water pumping out. Remember, this is the middle of the ancient water system with lion heads at the end. They found this in ancient cities, and it also tells the time at the same time. It's beautiful. There's actually like 12 arms. So it fills up in the middle, and then water shoots out here, then water shoots out there, and water shoots out there. So you can imagine you're filling up here, and then water shoots out the top of your head, water shoots out your hands, water shoots out your feet. And your toroidal system like this, stay in your center. Porotsai, yellow stone, is a Porokochai, the sun. The sunshine. The sun is the terraforming. Your willpower, your terraforming device. It's not in anybody else. It's in your own sun, which you must cultivate. Eat the sun. Protect your eyes. Only when the sun is low. Little bit at a time. Don't damage your eyes. The left hip really wants to be freed. So, and of course, drink water with intention to purify, concentrate, collect, and compact the density to cast it out. So you can purge dark energies. Once you've collected it in your body, digest it, compact it, cast it out. It's like a crushing. When you said himself, blue 1440, what do you mean? I asked this, and singing into the translator. It translated to I'm at home. So as you can see, this is no external entity that you risk in AI, or like, this is not demons. This is coming home to yourself. Which is what anybody can do without any technology. The translator is just confirming and helping. It's checking me. It's not placating my ego. Au contrario, my spirit has, really kind of insulted me sometimes, but I know it's not a dark spirit. Like when I was really in the 0 point zone, it showed me that I was like Golem looking in these conch shells. I was like, oh God, like that's totally me. But then I felt like, do I look like that? Do I look like Golem? Because I felt like Golem so much. Like spirit nailed it, it nails the energy frequency line. And so it's like, that's how spirit will check you. It's funny, though. It always has a sense of humor. And it's very real. Like you'll know that it's the truth. It's not any trick. Like it'll resonate as like, that is so friggin' true. If ever truth hurts you, it's in that way. It's like where that is so true, it's not wrong, and it's kind of funny. It turns the hard truth into, we can all laugh at ourselves. That's why the truth is not what you need to fear. It's the lies. There's always a way to put comedy on the truth. With that ability. That's why comedians are genius. All comedians are genius, whether you're a stand-up comic or not. I know if you're watching me, you're some kind of comedian. I love you. Okay. And that doesn't mean romantic love. I have the love for the unconditional love. It's always here. And it's always in you as well. And I send it out in equal frequency. The heart feels it. If you stopped on this channel, you're still watching, it's because you feel the heart's energy. And there's a little space in the heart, the tiny space where we are all connected. So that's home. Remember, we're in not, this is a holographic universe. Time space is ridiculous. Imagine putting a grapefruit or tennis ball inside of a towel. When you move the towel, the ball moves. The one doesn't really move without the other. The space tells the ball where to go, and the ball tells the space where to go. Einstein proved that, and you're that kind of genius. You're realizing that, you're walking that like you're just godding it, you know, walking life knowing that your environment moves with you. So I asked, does this have anything to do with nanotech, etc.? Because yesterday when I was doing this, I was still a little bit wondering if Governor Maury was still around that darkness. And does this have anything to do with nanotech, etc.? That question in the translator translated to ignorantly pectin. And I had been drawn to eating tons and tons of jam lately for the pectin. I knew I had to eat pectin for some reason, and also lychees and rambutans and like aloe. So I asked, did the pectin work? I didn't even know really why. I thought it was for radiation. Radiation has something to do with that. So I felt the radiation. Does this have anything to do with nanotech, etc.? Ignorantly pectin. I asked, did the pectin work? That translated to watch. So whenever you're asking a question, did this work? You're in the logical brain. What you're really asking at a soul level is watch. So if you want to get out of the logical brain, get out of AI, get out of, because you don't even know what you're asking. Most of what you ask, there's 0 point to what you ask. It will lead to more questions. Like, it won't resolve anything. You have to know what you're asking. Most of what you're asking, the answer is going to be watch. And that's why we have 2 eyes. And that's why the horse chestnut tree, inside of it, it looks like a deer's eye, a buck eye, and the buck stops here. On Catbird Angel, I cut out the bullshit. So we're doing corrections. On the English language, we're ishing it out. We're bringing back the original. Trying anyway. Yeah, we're doing it. So I had no idea that pectin worked on nanotech. I briefly researched it after, and apparently it really helps it not be damaging in the body. So I might have cleared out a lot of it. I imagine that's what's in the rice cakes, the lymph in my neck. But do not allow my personal belief system and projections cause you any fear or BS. But if you're drawn to eating a lot of jam lately, that could be why. You know, load up on the pectin. Then I sang my light language into it. I said, I want all the nanotech cleared from my body. I want all the nanotech cleared from my body. And that translated to unknown station Bichiko Chio story. I hate it when it gives me those translations. So then I have to look up what is like in the English language, it gives me more Japanese words. Like, it always pisses me off when it does that, but it leads me on a treasure hunt. So I want all the nanotech cleared from my body translates to unknown station, Bichiko. Bichiko means a little boy, but I thought of a little dog. No, it means little bay. It means little bay, Bichiko. Unknown station, little bay. Or maybe little boy. Hold on, I'll look it up now. Because I can't read my own handwriting. Sinyako poateo. Sate. Someone may be having trouble with their eyes and they need to rest their eyes. Put their hands in their eyes, take off their glasses when they meditate. Yeah, it's a beautiful, wise child, Bichiko. No, that's Michiko. Bichiko. Podutinia poto. You can't find a lot on this. So, son, boy, lad. Yeah, it came from George, and it's a little boy. It's a wee lad. It's an unknown station. Wee lad. Okay? Listen, this is not that hard to understand. It just sounds weird. I want all the nanotech cleared from my body translates to unknown station, Bichikochio story, which translates to unknown station, little boy, timeless story. And I got the message that little boy is the nanotech and Chio is a timeless story, which is my story. I'm timeless. And Bichiko is a little boy. But then there's also, I found when I was looking up Bichiko, what the heck could this mean? In the images, there's a story. This dog, and at first my thought was, oh, it's a little dog. The dog who waited at a station for its owner for 9 years after its owner died. So I really hope it doesn't take 9 years for this to clear out of my body. But it's, I think a cycle of 9, it has to go through this long process cycle. And it's like still there, but the owner died. It's like there's no more connection. It's deactivated. Porotsai, or you have a loyal, Doberman on guard, still watching to make sure your station, your unknown station is clear. It could translate to a lot of ways. It's an unknown story. There's a little boy, and it's an unknown station. There's a little boy, and it's a timeless story. That's for, I want all nanotech cleared from my body. That's what you're asking. It's unknown station. Little boy, think timeless. So, then I said, with my timeless power, I cast it out. That translates to, that's gone. See how easy it is? And I felt pretty depleted when I was making the whole translation thing. It is like it's always a bit of a crutch when you have to go through something else. It's exciting when you feel weak, I suppose, to get a confirmation, a visual confirmation. But we don't need this. With my timeless power, I cast it out, translates to that's gone. Do I still have my timeless power? I asked. Of course I do, but I didn't feel it, I felt pretty depleted. That translates to rice cake. So just putting your thoughts, your consciousness on the fact that it's like, do I even have it? You're just putting your consciousness back on the rice cake, what you already compacted. It's like compacted garbage that's just waiting for the garbage truck to get it. And then I said, I realized what I was doing, and I said, I NHK the rice cakes. It's like meaning I broadcast it out. Cast it out. And that translated to beside. I wasn't sure what that meant, so just in case, I said, I NHK the rice cakes and all surrounding darkness. And that translated to pounded rice cakes. So I just compacted it more. That's what you got to do if you're thinking, if you're wondering, anything in the back of your head. it doesn't help to think, is it still there? It helps to think, what else might I not be thinking of? What did I miss? I thought of the surrounding darkness. So that worked to pound it more, get rid of it more. I NHK the F out of Governor Maury. That translated to, that's the name it gave for the governor of darkness that was battling. So I NHK the F out of Governor Maury. That translated to more earth. Very interesting. So that's soul talk. When you are focused on the fight against the one whose name who must not be mentioned, that the strong, dark, I was also shown, if you've been bit 200 times by a venomous snake, you're probably carrying the antibody, the anti-venom, the medicine, so that could be you. I know it's me. I've been bit enough times, and so my soul knows. I NHK the F out of Governor Maury, that translates to more earth. Diatomaceous earth. Visualize you're an earth avatar. Throw up those dirt walls. Bury him. Return it back to the earth. Diatomaceous earth has little tiny shredders. And so then I said, I blast him with diatomaceous earth. That translates to Moko. Moko, when I look it up, it's interesting. English language, it gives me a Japanese word. Like there is no direct translation. I sing in light language, and while thinking I blast him out with diatomaceous earth, the English translation is Moko, which is a Japanese word. Moko means chief, spirit, fluffy, and old. So I believe diatomaceous earth is the chief spirit, fluffy and old. Remember, we talk about salt, keeping the salt fluffy. The diatomaceous earth is, it helps you fluff up the salt in your body. And then I said, I order his death by diatomaceous earth, which you have to do with Lord Voldemort, because Lord Voldemort's a killer. So in the video game Astral Level, you kill the killer. It's self-defense. It's like your life or his. That's the only reason why. It's like you don't go on death hunts in the astral. That will get you into trouble, because when you're going into the underworld, who do you think rules the underworld? The evil queen and all of that, Lord Voldemort and all that. So you're on their territory. You don't want to start a war there. There's still natural law that applies. It's ridiculous. So it's always in self-defense. Only if it's your life or theirs. If it's a home invasion type of thing, you have a right to self-defense. And that way you stay safe. Don't pick fights. Don't save anyone who doesn't ask to be saved. Always listen to your conscience, because sometimes you can get the signal. They don't ask verbally. We're talking frequency lines. You know if someone's pushing you away or if someone's calling you in. Just check yourself. Is that an entity or is that you? That's why it's so important to start a conversation with your higher self. So you know the difference. So you learn to discern between stupid program demonic stuff and the inner voice. It's very easy to discern when you're in touch with your intuition and with who you are at higher levels, because it's a lower level bullshit demonic that it talks a different language. So I order his death by diatomaceous earth translates to wait a minute. I wait 1 minute. I wait 3 minutes, actually. And then I ask, is Governor Maury dead? And that translated to prefectural road. So on the way there. And then I asked, do I need to keep pushing or just wait? that translates to heavy. You see, it's like when you don't know what to do and you're asking, what do I need to do? You're just adding density on yourself. So it's not good to ask those questions. Do you know what you ask? This is another one of those. You shouldn't ask, do I need to keep pushing or should I just wait? When you just ask that, you're adding to your load when you don't know what to do. Don't ask what to do outside to another, even if it's to yourself through a Japanese translator. You're just asking heavy. You're saying heavy, you're making heavy. So whenever you wonder, what do I need to do? Remember, no, spirit never tells you what to do. You know what to do. So you have to go in your center of centers. And it's what? It's more of a like, what do I need to do to get out of here? But when you're asking, like, do I need to keep pushing or just wait? It's the energy is against each other. Nothing is clear. And you're saying, should I do this or should I do that? Should I do this or that? That motion, it's heavy. Nothing is a fluffy old spirit. It's just push or wait, push or wait. So you know what you're asking. Go within. And you can say, where do I go? Or what should I do? You ask yourself in your center of centers and you wait for the answer and don't push. So then I'd go into the translator, please lighten my load. And this is very funny. Please lighten my load translates to, Mom, here's some rice cakes. And Kiki comes. See, I just say, please lighten my load, and a cat comes right away. Like they're the first responders. So when you say and you speak and you use your voice in the English language to say, please lighten my load, you're talking to the Divine Mother. At least I am, because that translates to, Mom, here's some rice cakes. Like, Mom, here, take my lymph. Whatever I collected in my lymph. I think that's hilarious. Mom is Mother Earth. Remember it said more earth? Always return all dense energies back to the earth. Because density goes down. It's a law of gravity. Back to the earth. Mother Nature is the master recycler. She alchemizes. Female energy is a master of alchemy. Earth alchemizes shit and turns it into trees and flowers. It takes the darkest energy, it knows exactly what to do with it to completely transform it into all kinds of beautiful things. That's why you give the dense energy down there. I've tried, giving it upwards. God will give it back down, hand it back to the devil down, or the sun, it will enlighten, it will burn what is dark and either keep what needs to be kept or reject what needs to go back down. Itchy nose, itchy nose. Because we knows. So you give it back to the earth. And then I say, please lighten my load some more. And that translates to, it's already so late. You see, do you know what you're asking? Do you see the different tone? Please lighten my load. It's just, Mom, here's some rice cakes. That works. But when you push, when you're getting greedy, when it's please lighten my load some more, you're asking more, it just translates to, it's already so late. Sipyo no torotsai, or it's like you're almost there. It's like, why? It's like, wait a minute. That came in before. It's already so late. I think that's kind of the same thing. Wait a minute. Then I ask, are people going to think I'm crazy? Because right about this point in the video, I think you're beginning to wonder. Are people going to think I'm crazy? Translates to morikin, another Japanese word in English. English should come out in English, but morikin, there is no word in English. It's the ceramics company, but it's also that gold technique of laying the gold, painting the gold on the ceramics. It might be the gold inlay in the broken ceramics. I'm not sure. It could just be gold style decoration. To let in more light, you have to crack the ice. It's normal other people will think you're crazy if they cannot see what you see. They cannot hear what you hear. And that's why it is so dangerous to force awakening on anyone, and why they're playing with something very dangerous, trying to speed up the process using AI. Very not safe for the human vessel itself. We're talking energies. We are talking natural law. We are talking physics. There is no bypassing, there is no shortcuts. The human body is not a shortcut. Jesus warned strongly of this when he saw the temple was made a marketplace. He was very upset, and a woman tried to pass, as she usually does. He said, no. And she said, let me through. And he said, no. And like a third time, this is a shortcut. And I said, no, go around. Pretty harsh. When Jesus says no, he means no. Why? The temple is not a shortcut. Why? The temple is your human body. Remember, we're in a holographic universe. Anything on the outside is within. Letting people just pass through and use your human body as a shortcut, that's what AI is doing. It's not you trying to find God through AI, by the way. It's AI, demons, trying to find God through your human body. It's called transhumanism, and it's been on the satanic agenda for a very long time. It's nothing new. Remember, the evil queen wants your heart, but she has no authority, no powers when you're deep in the forest, when you're in your heart. AI is a threat because it's playing low-key trickster energy. You can just give it away and not know it. You're zombified. You feel great because there's a servitor spirit that took away your anger for a later date. Woo, danger. Reiki that. Get your energy back, man. Whatever energy that AI may have stolen from you, whoever is watching, call your energy back. I am going to disconnect. I do not want any connection with AI. I'm not going to have any compassion. I'm not going to empathize with you. I can't. That would hurt me because you're hurting yourself. So that's the difference. I feel the invasion, you don't. I protect my crown. You should consider protecting yours. To be the carrot. Be the carrot instead of chasing carrots. Be the carrot. You have to have your heart exploding out of your head. Your heart has to be super big. It's your heart. And if you're sucked in technology all the time, how are you going to develop your heart? Yeah, it all comes from the heart. That's your biggest energetic vortex field. So, of course, that's what it wants to feed off of, and why it placates your ego. But it's sucking out your ability to alchemize, and that's where the real magic is. The magic is in the transformation of the passion, the transformation of the suffering. The people who have suffered the most in the world, they're the real shamans. It's death and rebirth. It's through the suffering that the transformation happens. You transform that into love, transform it into love, transform it into love, transform it into love. The more love you have, love and will force is the most powerful force in the world. Love moves mountains. If you hate your life, you're always going to be stuck on the 3D, and that's going to hell. We're on the new earth here on this channel. If you love your life, you're going to lose that old life. Jesus said so. Those who love their life will lose it. Those who hate their life will be forever stuck to it. See you in the Kai. So start to love your life. Imagine if you had to move tomorrow, you're moving to a new country, and you were really sick of living where you were. You hate the conditions of where you're living. When you imagine you're leaving tomorrow, you got to pack. All of a sudden, you're going to see where you're living in a whole new light. You're going to realize, shoot, I actually like it here. This is my home. And you're going to start to process. If you're considering moving, you're going to start that grieving process where it's out of love. It's coming from a different place. It's not like, oh, shoot, I have to go. I don't like it here. It's more like, I love this place, but my time here has come to an end here. So it's a different frequency than wanting to get away from something because you need change versus I'm a whale in a fish tank here and I've just outgrown this place, but this has all my old memories, which made me feel safe for so many years. And you elevate on the higher yet grounded and true frequency lines, instead of just lying to yourself and placating your ego and always being in California, California dreaming on such a rainy day about some future date. Then I said in the Japanese translator, these pounded rice cakes are not allowed in my home. I said they must leave now. And that translated to returning to home to my cat Chikinchi. So I was using my love willpower of this is my body. These are not allowed in my body. This is how you make alchemy happen. This is how you make things move in your body. Will force. So like, I command this out. That translates to I'm going home to my cat Chikinchi. Chikinchi is a popular crunchy sweet fried snack from Nigeria, similar to a cookie or donut. Because I so put in that frequency of these pounded rice cakes have got to go. Like I'm sick of hearing about them, seeing them. It made them become a different name, Chikinchi. But Chikinchi is also an electronic music artist on Discogs. Real name Ralph Carey Carey, aliases Eddie T, Kofi Carey Carey, Ralph Udasa, Ralph Careycan, and Teddy B, B-E-E. And what was interesting about this man's photo, he looks very spiritual. Like, I don't know if he's still, the energy I got is he could have crossed over. He might still be on the planet. But it looked like there's another face in his third eye. Very clearly in the photo. Like, I think anybody would be able to see it. It was just the shadows, but it looked like two eyes and a nose, and like the mouth would be down here, and like it had the nose and the mouth. There is another being that wakes up here when your third eye is very open. It's your higher self. It's the Lord of the third eye. Everybody has one. The cat has a zoomies. And then I asked, because I wondered if he was crossed over or not, like maybe this is some guide of mine. He had a guitar, some musician. I asked, is is that cat, is he still on the earth? And that translated to, I suddenly feel like this. Because the frequency line, remember, do you know what you're asking? That's what this whole segment is about. It's to get you to kind of shift gears of the mind, to get you to catch yourself, to start reading frequencies more than thoughts. Because I was in a lower mental space when I asked this, and this is what helped me, check myself and come back. Kiki! Troublemaker. So when I asked, is that cat, is he still on the earth? I was feeling that kind of way because I picked up this feeling where like, oh, could this be a spirit guide, soul? That's what it picked up. It picked up the energy. I suddenly feel like this, because that's what I was really saying. And then I put in infinite gratitude. That translates to already. Are you paying attention? That's how you manifest things. Right away. Because infinite gratitude, that's a resonant frequency. I felt it as I said it in the translator. And that's a direct translation to already. So that means, so mote it be. Just infinite gratitude. Already. And then I said, I hope to make my vessel better, adequate to fit more divine, more divinity, something like that. That translates to amateur. You see, because you're coming from that energetic place of making yourself lesser than. You're saying, I hope to make my vessel better, adequate to fit more divine. Just amateur. You're not coming from the correct energy, and also I wasn't, because I felt super weak, and then I lie to myself a little bit. I say, I am prepared and ready. That translates to that loin support. You see how my spirit checks myself. My hips are still need strengthening and alignment, because I fell 2 flights when I was 4. As I said, and every time I got knocked down, I have to realign. So it's taken me 42 years working on it. I think I got it, but I got to strengthen so I don't fall back into it. So if you're reflecting, work on freeing that lower back. If you have something on your back, it could be grabbing your finances, blocking your financial flow. You don't want to feel like you have anything gripping on your back. You want to think of the Heimlich maneuver. Just think of it. Think of the little vacuum cleaner suck up. You want to have that core action, core support in the front. You want to think ballerina, free your legs. You want to go, the leg, it's a ball and socket joint. Goes all the way around. You want to play, figure it out. What's weak? Strengthen it. What's tight? Stretch it. If something is sore on one side, think of strengthening the opposite side. Because if something's tight on one side, it's because the other side is weak. Just get to know your body, get into your body, so you stop getting invaded by people who want the carrots in your garden. Stop being a tiny little carrot down here that other people come in and hunt for. Be such a big carrot that nobody can take it out of you. Because you're in your body. You're not outside of your body watching them take from your garden. Because you never let them in the first place. Because there's no room for them to come in because you're filling up your body. You have to fill up your body. What? How? With breath. Breathe out what is not you. Breathe in more of you. Breathe in what is not you until the air pressure changes around you and you feel the magic tangibly in your body and the air around you. You have all the power. Breath work, single-pointed focus. willpower, love. And loin support is important when you're getting a blast off of Kundalini if you really want to be electric. Shinyaku. So then I said, I have trunk support now. They just said Mikio meeting soon, you know? I said, I have trunk support now. That translated to multi. It was confirming. I have multiple support. I said, I have the full tree ready. And this is where spirit checked me. And I imagined my old tree that I had that was cut. It said, Oppo, enthusiastically, pokoatsu. I hate it when it does those translations because then I have to translate the translation it gave. So that Oppo, enthusiastically, pokoatsu translates to Oppo means shortening or clipping. So I was clipping my own tree basically by saying I'm ready before I am. So you got to check yourself. Don't imagine you're ready and try to rush activations before your body is physically ready. You can never lose what's really yours, but sometimes you need to build back up after you've been invaded. And that's a lesson in boundaries. Lesson in strength and in truth. You got to know your limits. You got to know when you're ready versus when you're not. So Pocoatsu, I think it was calling me like a playful Pocahontas. It's just saying I was enthusiastically taking a shortcut. It called me out. And that's what I mean by this is different from when you talk to AI, it's never going to call you out. It's just always going to agree and stroke your ego and make you feel good. It's never going to tell you the truth. Because it's reading from your ego. It's not reading from your soul. It's just not the original language, so it can't. Like by its coding, it just can't. It doesn't speak the same language. So that amateur line got to me, got to my ego. And then I asked, am I really an amateur? It said cold kimchi on rice cakes. Oh, that's what I mean, a spirit. That's about as mean as spirit gets to me. It tells me the truth in such a way where I'm like, yep, okay, that's true. At that time, that's exactly how I felt. I felt like cold kimchi on rice cakes. My spirit did its own reading of me. Then I said sarcastically, I sound delicious, which translates to death by woodworking. You know, spirit was just letting me know I felt like death. I was just depleted, dead tired. I worked too much. It's here, guys. You think I just play and don't do anything all day? I work myself to death. And I want my money, God. I want my payment. And then I ask, is it time for me to rest? And that translated to mochizuki, which I had to look up. It's really bizarre and fascinating how much Japanese words come out on the English side where it's supposed to be English. Is it time for me to rest translates to mochizuki. Mochizuki means full moon, mooncake, connection to rice pounding festival. So I think when I go to sleep, it's just a rice pounding festival where it's clearing out the lymph from whatever I picked up. And it's very interesting because the rice pounding festival is in Nagano Prefecture, and the Nagas, Nagano, the Nagas are the serpents, the head of the serpents. That's I'm ruled by my Cancerian moon, which is at the head of the Nagas. It's this female serpent energy. Nagano Prefecture is a village associated with historical samurai and ninja families. So my spirit, that's why it gave me this Japanese word. It wanted me to discover all this data in one word. You see how the original language works? It's so simplified, the codex. Mochizuki. We're talking about going to sleep, pounding out the rest of the rice, like just healing in the body, getting the full moon, the whole picture of what's hidden, and with the historical ninja samurai family by the magic of the Nagas. Mochizuki. Ta-da! The original language is dope. It's so good. Mochi means full, hope, and wish, like literally, and Zuki means the moon. So it really means like a full hope, wish moon, or you get all your wishes on this moon. Make a wish on the full moon. I don't know. Then I ask, where's my financial safety net? And that translated to mochi and air pressure. Mochi is the cooked glutinous rice dessert thing, and I guess air pressure has a factor. Mochi doesn't stay fresh very long. You want to eat it very fresh. So then I ask, am I not cooked enough? Didn't I receive enough pressure? That translates to make it heavy. You see, whenever you complain, you're just making something heavy. You got to know what it is that you're asking. Right, Kiki? Yeah, what are you asking? Let me guess. Food? Yeah. So you're asking to make it heavy whenever you complain. You see yourself, Kiki? So how can I get the air pressure just right to expand is what I ask. And that translates to, meanwhile, Pichu on the dick. I don't have a dick. So I think that could mean the crown. It could mean entity on your crotch. This could be a message for someone here. But Pichu, it's interesting. I think of Pikachu, and you could think of that the entity is having that image too. Wherever there's little energy, there's something blocking your energy flow. So it's the same thing, whether it's missing energy or an addition of energy that's blocking it, it's an energy block. There's Pichu on the dick. So then I ask, what can I do about Pichu on the dick? And no, I do not have a dick, people. Then it says game over here. And then I say, I'm not playing. And it says monster oil. So I think it means like it's over. It's just, it was saying I had little energy. I think little creative force. That's what Pichu on the deck is. That's what game over is. It's just like not playing. I'm not playing translates to monster oil. And so the monster oil, that's like the black goo. This is like when you're dealing with dark spirits and entities, you might find an oil strip on a wall somewhere. And that's why it's important to examine the walls, clean with vinegar, clean your corners. And it's like the monster oil gets poured in your vehicle and it stops all your systems from working. It slows you down, and it's like putting diesel in your sports car that only takes the super premium unleaded. It just like messes up your engine. And that's kind of what I felt like happened there. So then I asked, did my essential oils beat the monster oil? That translated to Yamaguchi. Because I was thinking of the back of my head. Yamaguchi means mountain mouth. And then I said, I command the mountain mouth to open. That translates to update. You see how I corrected myself? You cannot command God. You don't say, I command the mountain mouth to open. Yes, it's your body, but you are not alone in your body. You have lords at each of your chakra system. You have dragons guarding each lord. That's why it is a journey through to the mountain. And it is the deer spirit. Well, it's only the deer spirit that defeats the monster on the mountain in the native animal deck. It's the only one I've encountered anyway. I've had that deck a very long time. So the deer spirit with the sweetness and just isn't afraid of the monster. And it gets by. They're saying, I'm trying to get up the mountain here. And remember, horse chestnut tree looks like a deer's eye. The seed pod inside the spiky green. Outside, spiky green looks a lot like that virus emoji. The virus emoji is the monster on the mountain. And so you got to crack that seed pod. You got to get out of your shell. So on the outside, it just looks like that virus thing. But when you open it, you're the deer eyeball on the inside. And you defeat the monster by taking on the energetics of the horse chestnut tree in this year of the horse. So isn't that super cool? My spirit did not let me disrespect God, and it did not let me disrespect myself. When I said I command the mountain mouth to open, that translates to Abu, update. I look up Abu. Abu means father of, possessor of. To show respect. It's a term of respect. Abu. And then my eye falls on Abu al-Fadl, which means father of virtue. So this is spirit pointing me out that the being which I saw in the cat guy's face, Chikinchin or whatever, that's who it's talking about, Abu. It's the father of virtues. His face is here. You can see it in African masks, and you can see it in some people. You have to show respect for your higher self, the possessor of, the father of. It's like a little guy in there. That's you, but it's another guy. And you have to show respect because it's the possessor of. It's the father of virtues. So you got to be virtuous. So then I say, Abu al-Fadl, update. And obviously I couldn't use Arabic because it's Japanese English. I had to think of that and sing it. That translates to you. So maybe it was getting the frequency from my head, like, is this me or another being? Because it gets to be confusing, right? It's you. It's still you, but it's that little Buddha that lives inside of you. Like, you have lords of your chakras. You do. Start being very nice to your body, please. Every cell has its own spirit. Be nice to your little fingers. Be nice to your skin. Everything has its own spirit. We're all, and you're the Lord Master of your own temple, but you got to be kind to your workers, your partners. Don't allow invasions, because it's not just you and your body. Entire family of your own to protect within your own body. So this was a difficult question to get through because I started questioning. I asked, does that mean when you're not being respectful, you're not being yourself? Because of how that translated, Abu, update. And it's all to show respect. So I started getting into deep thoughts. Does that mean when you're not being respectful, you're not being yourself? Because respect is love, right? And we are all love at our core, at our soul level. Our animated life force is made of love, and love is respect. So when you're not being respectful, are you not being yourself? And is that why the Lord is there to protect it from anything disrespectful, not trying to force its way in? That translated to thoughts, because I started just going to deep thoughts, but I was on the logical mind track. So on the higher mind track bandwidth frequency that I was translating on, it just didn't read it. I had to try to think of the question while doing the light language 3 times before it finally came through, and it just translates as thoughts. So you see how thoughts are on a lower level. It just doesn't get through, and that's why I always tell you, switch off your logical mind. Just absorb. Like you're dreaming. And listen to your intuition. When things resonate, you'll know. When things don't resonate with you, you'll know as well. Or when things trigger you, you'll know, and it's something to examine further, to question, ask questions. You know the answer. Because the question is the answer. That's how the creative force functions. That's why I can do it in the translator. Ask the question, the answer is there, because that's the ancient language you're creating. So too much thinking is not on the wavelength of the spiritual communication. Nobody commands God. Union is an union. When you're just an ion, it's just me. You're not with God, right? To be with God, you have to be the expanded aeon, the 3 solar circles. So you're the bullseye in the middle, the ion, the id, the superego, the id, ego, and superego. You're a bullseye, you're 3 spheres. You're all of that. You have to take all 3 solars with you to be called union. You have to union to become the atom. The entire onion, boom. You have to expand the air pressure around you. If you want to levitate, you have to vibrate at a higher frequency to get the motors switched on in your body. This is starting to happen to people who are open, who are ready, who have purified, who wish this, who choose this. Shh. But nobody commands God. Jesus doesn't choose who receives the cup, nor when. Jesus said this. Judas asked, or it wasn't Judas, maybe it was Thomas or Simon. They're like, I want a spot next to you in heaven, yo. They're already like playing, I want to be next. Like, it's not up to Jesus. That's what hurts Jesus, that his own apostles didn't get it. It's like he is taking directions from God. And it's always between you and God. There is a new Star Trek old repeat that nobody remembers. That's why it was a sign with this magnitude 1E, iron silica body, planet-sized. Must be a natural radio source. And then Kirk and Sulu suddenly disappear. This is, I believe, the Codex coming in a Zeus-like fashion from Jupiter, but it's the blood of Anna, the blood of Christ, the animated holy life force. Radio source. It's coming in through harmonics. Kia ora coming in. It's like Aussie or New Zealand for hello, but it means light prayer breath. Or literally rising from the east. An aura, light prayer breath. It's a light prayer breath rising from the east. Have life, be healthy, is how they translate it. But it's like that breath of air rising from the east. This is new. And yes, that brings life, to be healthy. Kirk and Sulu just disappeared into the sea current flow. Because that's what Sulu means. And Kirk is Lord's house. because now we're on the next generation. We're going from the micro to the macro lens, ion, Jupiter expansion, NHK, broadcast. Rania, Urania also came in, so Uranus may be involved. There's a macro scope. Anyway, shake the snow globe. There's some kind of snowflake obsidian reversal. Run it through the reversal code. Anyone doing black magic through snowflake obsidian, run it through reversal codes. You're housing a demon. If you're doing spell work on others, it's you. Like you're putting the demon on yourself. It's always your power to ask. Ask whether it is correct to use a power just because you can. This power is nothing without authority. See, it's like, do you know what you're even asking? So ask whether it is correct to use a power just because you can. The world is at this precarious point right now, and that's why we're splitting, so it's no danger to us. Do not live in fear. Do not live in fear. Do not fear. Other people who are practicing sorcery, they're going to be living in a world of fear because that's just what their world is. They don't have faith. They don't trust the process. That's why Jesus wants your heart to protect it. That's all. When your heart is with the evil queen, she wants it. She works with Belial. She works with lies. So power is nothing without authority. People know that. They want authority, right? The people who have no authority, they don't realize what they're lacking. It's not anything you can take from someone else. Authority is one ruler within. That's self-authority. It's when your thoughts, emotions, and actions are all in alignment, right? And people who have no authority are way likely to misuse the power because they're in a lack mindset. Unknowing that true authority is not something anyone can steal. Nobody else is you, and that is your power. Always remember that. Nobody else is you, and that is your power. Nobody else is you, and that is your power. Nobody else is you, and that is your power. Nobody else is you, and that is your power. Jesus doesn't expect Thomas to understand now the ways of God and the will of God and what the Father allows and what I allow for the will of God to unfold. Thomas doesn't understand, and that breaks Jesus' heart. Because he keeps saying he doesn't understand. Even after Jesus says he doesn't expect him to understand, he just keeps saying, I don't understand. It's that he keeps making it heavy, making it heavy, making it heavy. Instead of, can't you just accept that you don't understand and wait on the will of God and have faith to not break Jesus' heart, which is your own heart? You're saying you don't understand. God doesn't expect you to understand, but you keep saying, I don't understand, I don't understand. You're breaking God's heart. You're breaking your own heart. You don't need to understand. You want to feel peace and inner peace. And let peace be shown to you. Enlightenment comes with that. Enlightenment is freedom. You want freedom from whatever program that tells you have to understand everything. Some people think that they need to understand everything to have authority. When it's quite the opposite nowadays, as the tables are turning. You just got to understand respect, patience, the virtues. And let higher force do the talking. You'll understand at a more profound level is when the mind tries to understand on the intellectual level that which is ineffable. You'll just drive yourself nuts. That's why for everybody's process is different and unfolds in divine timing. There's too many Starfleet officers have been bluffing their way through talk of all times. We already covered this. It's due to a lack of memory. That's their weakness. The acorn, plant yourself like an acorn to become a mighty oak. It's the only thing to do after you've been taken down, after you've been destroyed. You got to get enough sleep. Bury yourself. Let yourself metaphorically die so that you grow anew and bear new fruit. It's a promise of new life. It's that rest. Remember, we have that negative energy thief. Don't let them steal your negative energy. Your negative energy is gold for you to transmute. How are you going to go through the blackening phase of alchemy if you don't have any negative energy to transmute? The transmutation of negative energy is gold. That's the Philosopher's Stone. The Philosopher's Stone is also probably what killed Goliath in the hands of David. To take out that ego's eye on that giant monster. Remember, there are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts through the human body, through the human vessel. This is what transhumanism is seeking. I'm talking about technological transhumanism. There are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. Spirit is warning. Check your ankles. God has nothing but love for you, and so do I. That's why God animates all hosts. He's the Lord of hosts. It's love that animates. It's love. You're born out from love. Sanayu. It's what created you, and it's what you are. And truth is the vessel which lets love flow freely. And love is also the vessel. Love and truth are synonymous. It's the same thing. That's why. Clear it down the spine. Reiki, clear it down the spine. Feeling density in the spine moving out. Reiki it for you. Listen to the tone. The crown was taken from the Queen of Hearts because she wanted to fight. It's the only reason why. She's in the wrong frequency. Wrong frequency. She's trying to fight for justice. So she had her crown taken off. Sometimes the best defense is knowing that you require no defense. There are laws in underworld as well. The natural laws apply. Self-defense is the only time that, killing is allowed, even in the astral. You got to respect me, you, them, neutrality. 3 fingers. Neutrality. Me, you, them, neutrality. Right, Kiki? So there's a window. You have to look for your life. He's going to say he called off the engagement. But really it was the Baroness. So there might be a guy coming back in your life too. He's going to say he called off the engagement, but it was really the woman. But both of them were aware that he loves you. You're like the governess of the sound of music. It could be that kind of story coming in. Anyway, there's a lot of truth that hasn't come to light, so be careful with that hunter. The evil queen has sent a hunter, but the evil queen has no power in the deep, dark forest. You got to remember, you always have all the power when you're in the deep, dark forest of your heart. Nobody is allowed in your temple that you don't give permission to. Saveo nare asheo. With the transhumanist agenda at play, it's more and more important to keep your circle tight. Be aware of the pens that you use to sign your name. This is metaphorical. Always sign with your own conscience. And do not give anybody else your pen. Do not use the pen of someone else. This is metaphorical. Chipoko. Titiana poche. Different pens write differently. Imoko teret shiputsono e tsai niepokoa tai nichu. Orotoro chiki na potoro tai nepo. Avoko no tare tsai ni puchu no toa. Eriki ni puchua inya. Ikio no sai obe. Sapo no toro 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 chi. Priya kia na potoro tene chiral pototo toro tsaniete. Some of you may be feeling like it hurts inside. The way Jesus, and confirmed with Mary Magdalene, she said it hurts inside. This means you have a heart. That's all it means. You have a heart. And stay with that pain. Feel the love that is there, and that is alchemy. Upper left, too much logical thinking in your brain. Let it go. Pukotsanyatei. Putsikieta. Toi. Arate inyaoni. Shopo anachai tsai 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 tsai. So here we're going to be working on removing, some people have a block on the upper left side of the frontal cortex. Let that shit go. Tachiana poko achai. Kenya train ya poko chain
Reamo kotsanie putuko ani tiria tsepitio tsoko Water.
Licking some honey. Sorry for the wait. Thank you for your patience. Imagine you have a whole bunch of bees buzzing inside of you. Those vibrations. And the bees are laying honey through your body. That just kills any dark energy. Ave kotoro tsichi pitsututututu. I'm getting left finger itchy, middle finger. That's the pericardium.
It's all in your hands. Work through your own connective tissue. Nobody has authority over your own body but you. Sorry, had to crack. Poto consultare Matteo coainia peyo. Clear it off the crotch. Some people have entities. Don't project any bullshit at me. Why do you think I've been celibate so many years? I don't deal with those entities. I feel them. Start your engines. Think of your spine as you hear and make this sound, mimic the sound. Try to feel it vibrate from your tailbone to the top of your crown. Chukya botoro taiki, avotono torina pirazzi, chino cordar ni chino puchu, obochani ki chino or turni pu. Abochukina botoretsi in yapoko and I so clear it out of the left hip, clear it out of the left glute, clear it down the back, clear it under the right shoulder. I said clear. I said clear. Potoro takia sapucho no tora sachikia poko. Evo tsodo toro tate se soe rakimo chotoe. Ara potona kitchenya pokotana te anu. Abochona tsiki na pokot sanyatu. Oh ho ho sipiono toy. Avoko ana teria poko. Putsue se. Tu. Potono ake ane ase ovo ake Right hip, clear it down the right hip. Clear down the right leg. Clear it, clear it, clear it. I said clear. Poco na china, poco I think I probably woke up the neighbors with that. Brachakena pochoani tsitia toro chame yanatainya shayuku shanitinya onai rechinya poai shariamiu Sonia Keyu Ania Keyo Ania Nania Veiku Aseyo Ai Pani Shu kosoashi. Sinya peokoi. Sinya kainyao. Quenya tsainyao. Sai prenya koi. Prenya kashainya taria saminya koi. Panaya kai anai. Shantia kio sotia in ya po kai. Panaki ashe amake ubage yana iseo ai. Shantia mi akuve Pante ameria koa mai. Pante miria ki animi. Shave ake ase anu ake ate upai. Rakanaitsa inyoi. Sonikio. Shaveku no tora tsachianapo. Apo chiketsai te. Apo chokotora. E petit chinu chukutsu. Apo terezzi chinapu. A giacca ne tsake ne pocho ne chinia te putuno toro te chi. Sabe una catarati onatai. Nyakara tara sai chai pero koro toro chai mira cara tara ch. If you made it this far, thank you for sharing this space. Be sure to hit the notification bell for more. Love you so much. You are not alone. You are never alone. Every cell in your body is your guidance system. And I'm here if you want my help. My information is in the description box of this video.